Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? Well, I hate to say I've been busy. I mean, I have been busy. I haven't been working like out doing deliveries today, but man, I've been trying to make a web page and things have changed over the years and I have to set it up for mobile applications. So, speaking of mobile, let me get mine out and put it on silent because I don't want to hear it going off. So anyway, how you doing, Adam? I don't know where everybody's at. If you're still here, I appreciate it. But I noticed that Flex has got a live going, which he's always got a live going. So I don't know. But we're here. We're gonna hang out and we're gonna talk a little bit. And I don't know. How you doing, Lisa? Oh, you can see me now. Yeah, I was running a little late. Like I said, I was working on a web page and it's WebPress. Uh, let's see, what is it called? About WordPress. WordPress. I'm sorry, not WebPress. WordPress. I have uh, hosting on DreamHost. They're out of California, but you can upload your stuff. And I used to have web pages up and everything for my photography and whatnot, but nothing ever took a hold. But what I was wanting to do on this one is have a Dashing Grandpa website where I have links to the Amazon storefront and YouTube and just different things. Just because I've got merchandise too on spread shop, spread store, spread shop, something like that. Anyhow, so how you doing, giggity? You had another stream for tonight. Yes, I do. Oh, wait. Hi, Grandpa. We were in the other chat. There was no pictures, but the chat was active. Hmm. So I hope everything's showing up for now. I hope y'all can hear me too. We were stream baited. Yep, that was the thing. I had asked Emily earlier about what would be a good topic for the live. And she said that tip baiting, and absolutely, because most of us know what tip baiting is, but they actually have a definition for it. Tip baiting is when a customer offers a large tip to get their food faster and then take away the tip at the end. While it's a good to protect the customers from having bad service by holding a tip over the head, it leaves a big opportunity to screw over the driver with a tip baiting. That is Newsweek.com's definition, and that's pretty spot on. And it's not only food, they do it on Walmart Spark too. And I'm sure lots of other apps. I really wish they would take that away. DoorDash has it where you can't do that. And I really think Uber Eats and Walmart Spark needs to do that as well. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I remember you did tell me last time you changed your name. I'm not going to ask questions. Maybe you stepped on somebody's toes. I don't know, or tickled them behind the ears or something. I don't know. Anyway, just glad you're still out there. Yeah, it it happens a lot drone days, and I really didn't think it happened that much on Walmart Spark, but after they did that update and it finally flowed down here to the southern states, I see it and it's aggravating, and I really wish there was a way that we could make a website that, even if you did it on a local level, where you could go ahead and or go in there and list the names and addresses of those people. And I mean, it kind of goes against the terms of use, I guess, because you are disclosing information. But man, they ought to be slapped upside the head. Now, there's there's sometimes reasons to take your tip away. You know, I can think of a couple of reasons on uh, Spark, and a while back, several months ago, Sarah Elizabeth had a situation where she took the tip away. Most of y'all probably watch her, and you probably watched that video. The driver really screwed her around on that one, so it's understandable. But like I said, there are certain situations where you should take that tip away. But 98 to 99% of the time, there's no reason. I think if you're going to take a tip away, you should have to go through all the trouble to call customer service and make a formal complaint and a reason why you're taking it away, not just because you wanted your food delivered faster or you wanted to make sure your Walmart Spark order got picked up. Because I can guarantee you, and I've been watching Reddit here lately and reading a little bit of that. It's all over the place, and there's people that's seeing the same thing that I saw the other night. There was probably 10 orders that was on the first come first serve. Nobody was taking them, and you know why? Because they would be like $12, which sounds great, but 102 items on one order and 60 or 70 on another order, and going like 8 or 9 miles. That is a lot of merchandise to be hauling, and it is a few miles, and that's 2 orders. And there's that's just cheap. They're just cheap scammers that take the tip away. But I'm talking about the ones that don't give a tip and don't give a tip. They don't give a tip, so their merchandise stays there. And I really think that happens, just like with DoorDash and Uber Eats. If you don't leave a tip, your food will sit. You know, I don't understand it. But I will say one thing about people who don't tip: at least they're honest. They're honest cheapskates. Other than uh, Compared to people that are tip baiters, they're full blown scammers, in my opinion. I kind of had a video on that the other night, but I wanted to get y'all's opinion and see what y'all had to say about it. It's just an aggravating thing that I really wish we could do something about, but I don't know a way to do it. So let's see what everybody has to say. I watch for the names of the people who don't tip, but I should also pay attention to the tip baiters. I, the tip baiters are actually worse than the ones that don't tip, I think. People fuss about a $2.50, $3 DoorDash delivery order. Well, that beats having a $7 or $8 order, and then the customer takes the tip away. Like I said, at least the customer that doesn't tip, they're an honest cheapskate. So, like a job that pays 20 an hour, at the end of the week, he pays you 15. Yeah, that's so true. How you doing, Bud Soda? What's up? So even worse. I'm a hoe. Yeah, I'm a hoe. I'm hoe is those who cancel the order as you approach or they're at their house. Um, I had an issue like that right after I started Spark. Well, I don't know. It's been quite a while back, and that's what happened. And I wound, you know, I one time I had already placed the order on the porch and had left. And right as I was leaving, Apparently, they caught it just in time and they canceled their order. But their order was already off the porch, so there was nothing I could do. However, that other time, I was fixing to get out and put it on their porch, and they canceled the order. And I bet you they were trying to pull that same thing. It didn't work that time. So people watch, and I mean, what Bud Soda brought up a good point, and I don't really know how you could prevent it other than make sure you finalize that delivery probably before you even step off the porch. And then the one order that happened to, when I called support about it, they said that they did see where I had taken the picture of it and had finalized it, but the timing is the whole thing for those people that try to do that. Oh, Adam, I had a $24 tip taken away today for checking in earlier than the suggested time. The store canceled it because I checked in early. I told the driver support that they are going to talk to the store about it. How you doing, Steve? Um, I had a lot of people are concerned about that do the Walmart Spark are concerned about the airplane mode, and yes, it is in the terms of use that you're not supposed to use it. It's number 5, about halfway down that terms of use on if you look on the app. Anyway, I was talking to a guy the night before last that worked there, and I mentioned that to him, and he said that his boss tells them to say F the customer and or the delivery driver, and do not take the order out there until they are supposed to be there. And so you're threading on thin ice at some of these stores. Been told in another store at night, like the last round, they don't care if you do the airplane mode because it helps them get out quicker, which I understand that too. But there was times when I did use the airplane mode, and I would check in like at say 6:30 p.m. and you wasn't supposed to be there until 6:45. But we all know you can start your trip 5 minutes early, like 6:40. But I had started my trip, and I did the airplane mode, started the trip, and I was there at like 6:32. But I still didn't get loaded till like 6:43. So I don't think it's worth it, folks, if that's your situation. If you get caught, if you read on Reddit, you hear all these people saying that they got deactivated, and they don't know why. But sometimes they know why. They just don't want to admit to it because everybody else says it's okay to do it. Therefore, they think it's okay to do it, but it's not okay. But it's kind of getting off on a tangent there. But it's all about working, and that's pretty much all I had to say on tip baiting because I think they ought to. Well, I don't know. Something needs to be done to them, that's for sure. I'm not going to give no ideas or ideals, either way. Oh, driver support told me it's okay as long as you follow other rules. The Midwest Express, he's got a YouTube channel, and he explained it quite well, really, and it kind of brought light to me as to why you really shouldn't use that airplane mode. And kind of like what Adam just said, it might be okay in certain situations, but if that customer picks a time slot between 8 and 9, and you pick up that order at say 7:30, and you have that order there at 7:45, you're there early. Walmart allows you 15 minutes so you can pick it up at 7:45. So it might be there a few minutes early, but if you do too much of that and you get that order to that customer before that customer requested that order, then that's not a good thing, especially if they're not home and it's in the middle of the day and they got frozen food and you live in the South where it's really hot and it will cook a meal out on that front porch in about 20 minutes. Maybe that's a little exaggeration, but you get my point. I'm not sure if that's what you was talking about, Adam, but I do kind of understand that. I had a Spark do that earlier today. I've had 5 attempted scams in the last 2 weeks. This one had a fat tip on it. Yeah, people figure it out, and there's, and I bet I don't watch TikTok, but I can almost guarantee you there's going to be a video out there on how to scam Spark drivers and or how to scam Walmart, but they don't realize it's not really hurting Walmart. It's causing Spark drivers and delivery drivers of all types to lose their jobs. So why people think they're all cool and slick and everything, going to get the big store, they're not getting a big store at all. They're getting us people that need the money and need to work. That's who's getting screwed over on that deal. That's what they were doing. No, I had to return it. Their timing was poor, but I did drive all the miles. Yeah, I'd have been mad too. But yeah, you should get the pay for returning the order too, or at least that's what they were doing. I haven't had to return an order in a while, so they used to whatever it paid to deliver it, you got that same pay again to return it. I'm not sure if they're still doing that, but yeah, people's timing. People will scam others any way they can. And the bad thing is everybody says they wouldn't do that. But if everybody didn't do that, then it wouldn't be happening. So some people that say they wouldn't do it are doing it. It's just now that we can kind of see who it is. If we can remember the address, the names, and all that. It's a lot to keep up with. And as much as I hate to say it, is it really worth trying to keep up? Because you might have, I don't know, 20 deliveries in one day and one person shorts you. And I mean, if that happens day in and day out, you wind up with 6 or 7 shortages or getting shorted on your tips, and that adds up. But you got a lot more honest people out there than dishonest people. And all I can say is hopefully karma bites them in the butt really, really hard. Oh, the order was originally $43. That's a good order. Hardly ever drive for less than 2 a mile and not usually 20 for a delivery if I can help it. I've kind of gotten to where I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to the dollars to mile. I mean, I know you should, but after you do it enough, you don't have to break it all down in your head and study it and analyze it. And I know you guys probably don't, but there's a few people out there that want to analyze every little thing. Just look at it. If you can't just look at it and see that it's a good one or a bad one, then you probably either knew or you're in the wrong line of work. Because you ought to be able to just look at it and say, nope, or yep, just whichever. You don't have to analyze it. But I mean, $2 a mile is a good shot. And about the only time that I don't get that or more is if I do like the .com orders. And I generally won't do those until it's the end of the shift or you're having a really, really slow day. And that was the best thing. I missed one yesterday. It was $49. And normally I probably wouldn't have took it. It was good pay, but it was quite a few miles, but there wasn't much anything coming up. I wound up taking off early yesterday and coming home and doing the yard. That was a lot more entertaining than sitting out there and watching blackbirds around the trees there at Walmart parking lot or whatever kind of birds they are. I'll even wait for an hour if I have to. I still, are y'all seeing this light get bright and then dark and like flickering? I don't know if it's the light up here, but when I'm looking at the monitor, it changes. And I don't know what it is. Oh, we have company, by the way.
Hi.
Oh, shoot. Like y'all can hear that. Y'all hear that? She did say hi. Must have been a bad night because she took off early too. Although it's not real early. It's 8:20, 8:25. I was fixing to say something. I like doing it 12 trips a day when I can. Yeah. Oh, y'all don't notice a lot. Okay. Well, maybe it's this monitor. It's probably an older monitor. It was Emily's son's monitor, and he letting me use it. So it's a lot bigger. I tell you what, it's a 24-inch monitor. That's nice. I thought my laptop was big. It's a 17-inch, but man, when you put this 24-inch monitor up next to it, my little laptop looks like a Chromebook. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even work today. I stayed home and I had so much I was going to do. I have Amazon reviews to do. I had a web page I was going to build. I did get it started. And I almost got it done, but there's a lot of stuff on it. It's not like the plain old web pages I used to make. Because like I said at the beginning of this stream, you got to have them where it'll fit for mobile. And it's not as easy as it used to be. And I watched, what y'all call that, Steve? Morning coffee, something like that. It was Steve, Tony, and Lisa, I believe is her name. Rideshare Rodeo and the Driven Mom and the Driven Dad. That I do know for a fact is their names on there. Oh, they don't give you extra until you just originally base pay. They don't. Oh, on. No, you're talking about the returns. You know, it's kind of funny on that base pay because it's supposed to be $7, but I have seen base pay here at $6. And where they really kind of screw you over is if you have two orders, which almost all our orders are two orders. Very, very, very rarely will you get one. But it seems like it ought to be, and it's probably why they double them up. It seems like you should get $7 for each one, so that should be $14. But they don't, and maybe that's why they bundle them like that. You know, they're trying to save money too. Back what I was going to say is you was talking about sitting and waiting on the orders. I was reading a Reddit and the guy was complaining about getting deactivated. As it turns out, he unassigned. I think somebody either he said it or it was written in there that he had declined 15 orders in one day, which is a lot of orders to unassign. And the thing of it is I have done it, but I didn't do it intentional I didn't, just before I knew it was a thing. I just now figured out it was a thing by reading Reddit. But people will take these orders and they'll go sit and they'll wait 10 minutes. And if it says getting ready or whatever, then they'll drop it. And then as soon as they drop it, it pops back up. And a lot of times it pops up for more. So then they take the order back. So they get their $250 plus the new order payout, which is kind of crappy. I had done it before, I'll admit it, but I didn't know, that was a thing. And I haven't done it since, but I dropped 3 one day. I forgot what day it was, but they're calling you, telling you 2 of them was express orders, and I waited on them about 15 minutes each, and they still said getting ready. I dropped them. The third one that I got that wound up saying getting ready was a round robin. Now I would have figured the round robin would have definitely been ready, but it wasn't ready. I wound up dropping it too. And but the thing of it is, if you drop the order when you already accept it, you get to the store, you check in, and then you drop it, it doesn't count against your drop rate. It's when you drop it before you check in when you get to the store. That will count against you. But once you've checked in at the store, it doesn't count against you. How you doing, Ellen? Don't do it. No, I didn't. And I definitely wouldn't do it on purpose now, because that's probably why that fella got deactivated. But no, when I did mine, when I unassigned it and retook it, that's probably been a year and a half ago. And I didn't know people did that stuff. That's pretty shady. Almost. I don't know. I don't know why you would do that. Yeah, they give you the $250 compensation. So I made $750 on dropping orders yesterday or the day before, whatever it was. Sunday was great. I made more money Sunday than I ever have doing multi-apping, and ever since I started driving, Sunday was my best day ever. I wish every day was like that. And for some people it is. It's just, it don't happen like that in this market. Not very often. But yeah, we talk about tip baiters being shady and scammy. Some of these drivers are. And of course, when somebody gets deactivated, they did no wrong. It's all the app's fault, or the company that owns the app, whether it's DoorDash, Uber Eats, or whoever. There are situations where, they might have got deactivated for a crappy reason. Customer complaint that caused them to get deactivated just because the customer wanted free food or whatever. There's some bad ways to get deactivated, but I think there's a lot more people that say they get deactivated, when if you really knew everything and the whole truth, they probably was not doing the job they're supposed to be doing to begin with. Now, I'm not, I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. It's like when when a couple has an argument or a fight, there's his side and his side, her side, and the right side. Because, there's always three story. I don't remember. Well, how does that go? Oh, she got her earbuds in. She can't hear me. Speaking of earbuds, man, I got some new ones in. Those. I'm probably going to put a link on my Amazon store. Those are some good earphones. Well, they're bone conducting or whatever. They're a little more expensive than the other ones I had, but on the Bluetooth, they have no delay. You know, when the mouth moves, you hear it. And got really good audio, really good phone. When you're on the phone, I've got one, two, three that I've been testing, and I wanted to say the cheaper one was good, but it had this kind of a squeal when you're on the phone talking to somebody. You could hear a little screech every once in a while, and who you was talking to could hear it as well. So sometimes you get what you pay for, and I don't know. And I like these. There'll be more about this if y'all just hang loose. Mm. Yeah, everybody thinks they can cancel him. Yeah. It'll catch up with him, and apparently it caught up with that guy. I don't know where he was at. It was just on the Reddit. I try to follow the rules, but you can check in early. The only time we get to check, sometimes you can check in at say a 6:45 order. It'll let you check in at 6:38, or well, you can start your trip at 6:38. Most time it's 6:39 or 6:40, but occasionally you get a minute or two earlier. And I think it's because the GPS thinks you're further away, but I don't know. But as far as airplane mode, no, you can't. By the terms of use, you can't do that. But as far as checking in, heck, soon as most of the time when I start my trip, I'm pulling into the Walmart parking lot or up to the spots where you park. So I start my trip and I check in immediately, and nothing's ever been said about that. Oh, Ellen said, "Hi, Emily." She's a TikToker in the way over there with her earbuds in. She heard her name though.
What?
Delivering with Ellen said, "Hi, Emily."
Hi.
She is the TikTok queen around here. I don't even know if I know how to spell TikTok. Is it TICTOK or TICTOCK? Or I don't even know. Every once in a while, she'll have somebody on there just singing or something. There's some good people, people on there that need to be on. What is Oh, speaking of which, the what's the show with Blake Shelton?
The Voice.
The Voice. I think The Voice started Monday night.
Is it?
I think I saw something, and that's one of the few shows like that I watch. Anyway, I think Delivering with Ellen and The Driven Mom, and there was a couple of more that are supposed to be having a live stream for the female delivery drivers. I forgot when that's supposed to be on there. If you're still here, Ellen, and if you can, write that in their comments so everybody will know. I can't. Oh, we already had it on Monday. Oh man, I missed. I was wanting to watch it too. Well, sorry. I'll go back and watch the replay. I'm a grandpa. I get the news late, but I did remember about it. That ought to count for something. How you doing, Rodney? Hope everything is well. We just been talking about tip baiters and how much of scum they are, and then about people getting deactivated that probably over half the time probably deserved it, but that wasn't really the topic. But that's where we wound up going. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch that. I was just kind of interested in what y'all had to say. That was kind of a shady thing that went on with a couple of, well, actually three female delivery drivers. It was Sarah Elizabeth and Megan Reisman, and there was a third one. I can't remember who the third one was, but they all got their Uber Eats accounts hacked by some jerk out there. Lady's live stream was live. I'm gonna go back and watch it. I'm gonna have to check it out. I did, in case y'all see one of those trucks in your area. Here in Wichita Falls, there is a, a FedEx truck that is parked, just a smaller van type one, and it's parked, and it says, now hiring non-CDL delivery drivers. Well, yesterday when I went down to the local store here to get gas for the lawnmower, there was a FedEx driver there, and I asked them about it. And they said, technically, while it is FedEx, it's not really it's FedEx ground, I believe he said. And he said he believes they pay on a commission type deal. He said they work their butts off for a little bit of nothing. And from the way he was explaining it, it sounded a lot like Amazon Flex, or what I've heard about Amazon Flex, when you go pick up a carload or a van load of items and you spend all day delivering it and they give you $100 or whatever. But he said it was not the regular FedEx. So I was a little disappointed, but I thought, the way he talked, he's probably worked for FedEx for a long time, because he couldn't even remember what FedEx pay started out at for the regular FedEx Express. I think he's at 19 an hour, which is pretty good money around here. But you're back on the schedule and everything else, and you can't have the freedom to do other things, which is not always a bad thing. But anyway, it is what it is. But if y'all have that FedEx van that says non-CDL drivers needed, you might check that a little close and make sure and ask around about it, because like I said, from what he said, it was not too good of a deal. Music City Gig Hustler, how you doing? Yeah, hustling music. Man, I don't know. How many we got 6 people in here. I guess maybe everybody's over watching Flex. I don't know if he's just got his lobby running, because I've flipped over a lot of times and there ain't nothing on there. His little green screen's running, but I think he starts the lives and then they do it on another podcast thing. I don't know. I don't quite understand why you do that, but just like an open chat room to me. I'm not real sure. At home relaxing right now. Back to Ubering tomorrow. Yeah, I took off today. Had a lot I was going to be doing, but wound up not doing a whole lot. And I'll be back at it tomorrow, though. Watched the Driven Dad and the Driven Mom and Rideshare Rodeo on their live with coffee something. I can't remember how it's titled, but that was pretty good. Was talking. We're trying to plan a trip to Colorado, and at first I wasn't real sure to go, and then Steve thought I had told him we was going to Durango, and I was like, I don't remember that, but I got to thinking about it, and Durango is where the train is. So yeah, I had discussed that because we was wanting to go do the train until I found out how much it cost. It's kind of expensive. You know. We're working class folk. We ain't got $400 to ride a train each. Anyway, dead air. We're not supposed to have dead air. We're supposed to keep things going, going, going. But I do. Well, let's say I got a Gatorade bottle, but it's got Dr. Pepper in it. I'm renting a car and going to Oklahoma to see my son next month. What part of Oklahoma? That's a pretty good drive, no matter what part of Oklahoma it is from where you're at. It's gonna be a nice. Oklahoma City. Yep, I've been there several times. We used to go to the zoo there and to the Kirkpatrick Center. 13 hours. Well, that's a pretty good drive. We was Tony, the driven dad, had mentioned Estes Park in Colorado. I looked that up and I think it was like 12 and a half hours. But it was like $1,000 or $1,100 for 3 nights. The rooms that you can rent a 2 bedroom apartment type thing, and it says like $189 a night, which is, that it would have been doable. But then they charge you for a cleaning fee, like $300 or $400, and taxes and all that. So we won't be going to Estes Park. Unfortunately, it did look, the pictures look pretty. And I think this is. I'm glad. I'm happy for the ones we do have, but usually there's a few more people in here. But that's all right. If there's one of the Bible said where two or more gathered, well, we got more than two. So let's hear it. Yeah, Oklahoma City. I always enjoy going there. It's not that. It's about 2 hours north of here. Yeah, that's one thing about Wichita Falls. You got Oklahoma City up here, Wichita Falls is right here, and Dallas is right here. So I mean, you can go 2 hours north or 2 hours south and be in big cities. Probably spent more time around Moore, Oklahoma, than I did, you know, and the rest of it. You're excited, yeah. If you like zoos, they got well, of course, you might be used to a lot bigger and fancier stuff up where you live, but they got a nice zoo there in the Kirkpatrick Center, Cowboy Hall of Fame, Fireman's Museum. There's a lot to do. And the cool thing about Oklahoma City, most of all that stuff there is to do is within a 5 mile radius. I mean, it's all right there on one side, which makes it cool when you're not used to driving in big cities. You can navigate around pretty easily. Don't watch the number of people. We had zero, and people were talking. That number isn't always correct. I don't know. Yeah, the numbers make you feel good, but and I tell you what, if you just got one person that's actually listening and likes to hang out, that's better than having 200 people that's doing other things and they're not even paying attention or don't talk or anything. I'd rather have one or two people that actually want to be here. We appreciate you, Brandon. Well, thank you, Bud Soda. Appreciate it. You know, I don't know. I've got a little bit different channel than a lot of other people. You know, I did do the ride-alongs, but there's people out there that does them a lot better than I do. And you know, I'm more concerned about how you deal with life and situations and different scenarios than I am on just showing my different orders. I mean that's cool, and a lot of people do a really good job at doing it, and I'm glad they do because I've learned a lot from them. You know, but I wanted to have a gig related channel that does something a little different than everybody else. And there's some out there. You know, I don't want to. I don't know if y'all watch. Uh, Man, I hate it when I be getting something on my mind and it just. Uh, I'm gonna look. Y'all just bear with me for one moment because I'm gonna look. Because all I gotta do is click this, click that. Um, Pay to Drive, Pete, I believe is his name. But, you know, some people knock him because it's like he doesn't do any kind of deliveries or anything. But it takes all kinds of people to make this gig world, society, run. And he gets a lot of emails and he reads the emails and shares with all of us different things. So, you know, I don't knock him for that. You know, how many ride alongs does your driver Mike do? I mean, really. And he's a big channel, but he shares information, whether it's secondhand news or firsthand news. It's important we're all informed and we all work together and help each other in whatever way we can. Bud Soda sets a good example of how to work yourself to death. Just playing with you, bud. But, you know, the multi-athon and the go, go, go. He inspires people to do that. And other people have ways of inspiring other people. And it takes all of us to make a good community. And that's why I kind of don't like it when people start barking at each other. You know, if you'll just think open mindedly, just like the other night with Pedro and oh, I forget what his name is. You know, everybody was knocking him because he was collecting money for doing teaching people how to do the gig work. Well, at first I didn't think it was a good idea, but you know what? It saves people the trouble from having to do it. He shares with them what he has studied and he spends hours researching and watching other people and compiling it all together and presenting it. Now, you know, you can take it any way you want to, but he's just a piece of the puzzle that all forms the family, you know? So everybody plays a part, and that's all we're here for. Just play your part in life, do what you can do to share with people what you know, let them form their own opinions and get their own styles and do what works for them. I'll get back over here and start reading. I'm getting a little deep there. Let's see, filling from just above empty and the gig core. Yeah, working. Sorry, I had to stand in Clickbait Central. It takes all coming together with the different ideas and points of views. Absolutely. Because you don't have to agree with somebody, but you should always listen to them. So I've had people change my mind, you know. No, he and he did say something that I didn't agree with, but I don't think he really meant it that way. Because if somebody says, "I know how something works," especially when you're talking about an algorithm, that's AI. There ain't nobody gonna know exactly how that works until it's already doing it. You know, it's a computer. It teaches itself, and you there's no way to know how that works. You may know what works for you in your area, but you don't know. You don't know it all. Nobody knows it all except for one. And I don't think he's going to come on a live stream and tell us about it. But you know, listen. What Sin City Deliveries? That was his channel name. I don't know if I just saw that or I don't know. Anyway, everybody has their ideals about stuff, but like I said, everybody has an opinion and an ideal, and just listen to them. Don't be so narrow-minded and hard-headed. You know, just because you're a male like me, don't mean you have to be hard-headed all the time. Just every once in a while. I feel many do it in desperation or laziness, and it's those who can't afford to do so. If you want to hustle hard, come watch Stacks, but I have better stuff for Instacart and DoorDash. Yeah, you're the hustler out there. There's nobody going to question that one. I just worry about you, man, and that's just me being honest. Yeah, well, yeah, I understand. If you got situations, you got to do what you got to do. It's like I said a while back, you know, don't work yourself to death, but if you have situations, try to get them figured out and ironed out and taken care of so you can take it a little easier before you wind up with high blood pressure and sitting in the hospital. Then you can't do nothing. Chase the nurses up and down the hall, I guess. But anyhow, Tom has been doing gig work since 2015, and we just started vlogging it a few months ago, hoping to help others. My wife has made some YouTube banners for a few big gig tubers for free just because she loves doing stuff like that. Yeah, I understand that. Many years ago, there was a chat room. It was, I think it was Ram. It was VP is what we call it, virtual places, and you could create a chat room, have music in it, and your background and everything. And we had avatars, and I had a paint shop chat room, and I would spend hours working on people's avatars, you know, just manipulating them and doing what they wanted and putting their name on there and all that. Doing graphics, I loved it. Now it's way over my head, but that's back when you could get certain programs through other means other than paying for it. And then there was some good free programs out there too. Now I use GIMP, and you can do a lot with GIMP, but there's a lot of things you really can't do with GIMP like you can with Photoshop. But I'm not paying for it. You know, I don't do enough of it. I can edit my pictures and do all what I need to on photography. But anyway, but it's fun. What I was getting at is I understand how she does, enjoys doing that, and you know, gotta do stuff you enjoy doing it. But so just please don't get burned out. Burned out's one thing. I'm worried about the man being in the hospital. So take it easy, bud. I quit doing the stack videos. I took yesterday off. Been a stressful day. I need to work more. Burnt through 3,000 in 1 week. Got 3,000 in bills next week. I'm not going to ask no questions. It's not my business, but might want to reevaluate your cash flow. I mean that in the nicest of ways. What did I say? Coolest thing I heard today was that your driver Mike shouting out someone's channel on his video today. Yeah, Mike, he don't mind doing it. He will do it. If he even said that's Grandpa one time. It kind of makes you feel special, when somebody shouts you out, especially big shot YouTubers. I don't know if y'all watch Nick Nemon, but he said my name one time too on one of his Saturday morning lives. And I don't know, it doesn't make that much difference, but it makes you feel cool, makes you feel important. 66 in gas beats the 75 to 100 I was spending daily. The video is very choppy. Uh-oh. Mine is? I hope not. We're on fiber. I'll use Canva and pay for it. Canva's supposed to be a good one. I've heard of it. Stretch right off. I'm going to have to. I need a tax person. If y'all know anybody that, I know a couple of people that do taxes, but they're older people, and I don't think if I presented to them that I do YouTube, they would quite get what all you can take off. There's a few things on YouTube I know that you can take off. You can take off your computer, you can take off certain trips and whatnot. But I'm also got something else working with Amazon that I am going to have to figure out how to work my taxes on that. So I've got to find a tax person. That or I'm going to be peeling potatoes at the federal house. No, it won't be that bad, but anyway, I need a tax person. Sarah Elizabeth shouted us out last week on her live and even looked at it and showed it on the phone. That's cool. I think I saw, yeah, I did see that one. I watched her quite a bit. She had a really long live. What was that? Sunday. It was like 3 or 4 hours. Train kept going by, but I was out working and I was not testing these, but I had some more that I was testing out. So I was doing my shopping orders and everything else, just listening mainly. But that's the cool thing about these is if you do shopping orders and you listen to people on YouTube or podcast or whatever, you can do your shopping order and keep it going and listen to that. And if you get a phone call, you can keep shopping and talk on the phone. I like them. I like them a lot better than the earbuds. I had some Galaxy 2s or whatever they're called. I wound up selling them because they kept falling out of my ears. And I tried the different size. Everybody says change the size of the little rubber thing that you put on it. I didn't like them. I think that's because they was heavy. They're heavier than like regular earbuds with the wires. But then you got the wire hanging. So far, this is primo. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was Sunday. That was a good long live. But she covered a lot. Yeah. B from O. That mean you're from Oregon or Oklahoma? We get good orders for a few of us that are here, but I don't want the store to get oversaturated. Oh, hello everyone, new to the channel. How do y'all feel about when you have good little honey hole store and then Spark sends out an incentive for the store? I have a store that started Spark around. It happens, and it's going to happen. But sometimes you may be better off early in the morning, because not necessarily because of the more orders, but maybe a lesser amount of drivers. You know, as you kind of experiment with it. But yeah, I got accused one time on a Facebook group of being my fault that some people couldn't get on Spark here anymore because I made YouTube videos about it. I had nothing to do with it. I ain't nobody. Nobody pays no mind to me. I've had one or two people actually recognize me from YouTube, which is cool. Very cool. But the numbers they were talking about, nah. But word's going to get out, and people are going to start talking about how much money they make, whether it's online or just talking in their little clicks. And people are going to sign up for Spark, and you're just going to have to go with it. But always, I don't know if you do different apps or not, but if you don't, I highly recommend you sign up for other apps just in case. I personally don't really, well, I can't say I don't multi-app because I do turn on Uber Eats occasionally between orders, but not very often. But I do have like 8 other apps on my phone that I can turn on at any time in case Spark is not doing it. But so if you don't rely on one app, is what I'm saying. You can work one app all you want to, but make sure you keep other apps on standby just in case. And welcome to the channel, by the way. I hope you get some, I was going to say entertainment or value, whatever. I hope you get something out of it. I get something out of talking to y'all. I enjoy it. 1447. Oh, 380 a gallon still. Our gas is down to, I believe it's 305 a gallon. Yeah. I hope it don't get oversaturated, and we don't have. I hear everybody talking about incentives and everything, but I don't see any incentives, and the incentives I do see are like an extra $5 for 6 trips. I mean, that's not exactly what it is, but it's something like that. It's like, really? I can pick up aluminum cans on the side of the road and make more money on that. But anyway. Oh yeah, limited. I know when I go to type something and you only get 200 characters, and if I got something to say, I, I tend to not be able to say what I want to say in a very few words. I'm kind of drag it out. I don't know. I don't. But yeah, I get splitting up. Gas went up 30 cents here in Cali the last 2 days. Wow. Well, y'all keep that high gas out there. But if it's there, it's going to probably trickle out east. But we love the shopping It's easy and pays great in our area. One app guy here. I have a regular job to do the just for extra money. Acceptance rating is high as I have ever had, 48%, mainly due to it being local and 2 minutes from the house. Bus runs are under 5 miles and pays good. Sounds like you got a good thing going on. I don't want to disagree with some people, but I really think in Walmart Spark anyway, I really think the acceptance rating does make a difference. It doesn't mean you're not going to get orders. It just means if you have a higher acceptance, if you have two people sitting in the parking lot side by side and one has a higher acceptance rate than the other one, the one with a higher acceptance rate is going to get a better order. It's just my non-provable thought. But just my opinion. So if you can keep your acceptance rate up, I would, but I wouldn't, wouldn't stress over it. But do what you can. Just take what makes sense. Yeah, B from O. There's Music City does the Spark. Roger and Lisa does Spark. You might check them out, and I've got a whole playlist on my channel. That's all it is about Spark. Several videos on it, and anything that you need help with, hit any of us up. It don't have to be me. It can be any of us. Most of everybody that I know of are on here to help each other. We're not out to discourage anybody or mislead them intentionally. We're all here to help each other, and I feel like we're a team, and we all work together to help everybody, and it helps each other. Oh, you're saying that on the AR? If you're a single apper, yeah. If not, no. Well, if you're running multiple apps, then you're not really counting on one, so because the other one's going to pick up the slack. But depending on your markets, in some markets, if you have a good app, you don't need to multi-app and stress yourself out over it. And if you're already working if you're just doing this for your side money, I probably wouldn't do multiple apps unless you just get bored and want something else to do. Just try them out. But you could try them all out and see what you like best. But for right now, seems the Walmart Spark is where it's at. But years ago, I know Grubhub was where it was at. And I'm sure Amazon Flex and all that was where it was at in some markets. Unfortunately, we don't have Amazon here. We don't have, what's the one for Target? Shipt. We don't have that one either. Yeah, if y'all are getting anything out of this, or if you just want to click the thumbs up button, be sure to do that. I'd appreciate it. And don't be scared to hit the subscribe button. It don't cost nothing. And you can watch some videos, and if you don't like me, then delete me and forget me and go on. And if you do get something out of me and you do like me, then put up with me. then keep me on your little list. I I've had Wednesday night lives like tonight. I plan to have them every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. And I try to do Monday and Friday videos as well. I kind of slacked off a little bit, but I'm trying to get back on track. Bud Soda says Spark is actually number 2 on income, number 1 if we count the hours. It's open. It from here. Here, I believe it's 8 o'clock. It's 7 or 8 o'clock until 10. But generally, you're not going to get any after that 8. Well, depending on your market here, you get they send the orders out at the quarter after, and you pick them up 45 after. But after 8:15 round, generally you're not going to get any. But there are times, once or twice a week where they have orders still available right up to 10 o'clock. So, you can make it a 12-hour day if you want. Or, well, technically, I guess 14 hours. I very seldom, I work 10 hours, and 10 to 11 hours is about my max if it's going good. But I wouldn't have worked that many hours Sunday. However, in all honesty, as long as that money's coming in and them orders are coming in, it's hard to just say, I'm done, I'm going home. I mean, because it don't happen like that very often here. If it happened every day like that, I wouldn't have no problem at all turning it off after about 6 to 8 hours. But it just don't happen like that here. So it's kind of like when the fish are biting, don't stop. Just keep going because they're going to quit biting. And then you're going to be starving, if that makes sense. Uber rideshare number 1 for me, and number 2 Spark. I've done the rideshare with Uber, and the only reason, I was doing it for our military base here on the weekends. I didn't so much do it during the week, but on the weekends I was doing it. But it got so hot, and my air conditioner in my car still is not fixed. When you're going down the road, it's fine. But when you have to stop at red lights, stop signs, or if you're waiting on them, it starts blowing kind of hot, humidity air. And I've been told it was the air conditioner compressor going out. And I've been quoted about $1,200 to fix it. So it's not getting fixed. And I can't put a passenger in a car that I can't keep them comfortable. That's just not cool. I wouldn't do it. But yeah, it pays pretty good. And you don't have, and doing the military base, they generally are on the up and up. They're not going to pull no shady stuff on you because they'll get in too much trouble if you report them. Anyhow, 7 to 10 here. Yeah. Oh, Spark is 7 to 10. It may be 7 to 10 here as well. I don't know that I've ever been out that early. 8 o'clock I've been out. Later night is best for us. It can be, that's for sure. It really is hard to stop when the orders are good and money is good. It is. Like I said, it's like, I don't know if you go to the casino or not, but if you're winning, it's hard to leave. Of course, there's the casino thing. I speak from experience. When they do quit hitting, then you start losing money. Then you start losing more money because you're chasing the money to get the money back that you had a while ago. So fishing is probably a better analogy. So if the fishing's good, keep fishing. When the fishing ain't good, go home. Stay out of the casino. It's bad. Uh, yeah, I'm hoping that Spark just blows up come the holidays. About I probably what about November. Ours kind of blew up for when school started. I had a feeling it might, but I got a bunch of orders for school supplies. So I imagine starting about November, Spark should pick up, and people that have shipped, I bet that picks up. The people that does the Amazon, I bet that picks up. But I can't speak for those. But I know last year for Spark it picked up. Can't remember exactly how good it was, but it was good. I remember 6:15 to 9:30 here. That's when normally full orders. I do get a Bill Murray at 9:55. Yeah, yeah. Occasionally you're going to get them after 9 o'clock, but generally you won't, unless somebody. A lot of times here lately, you're going to see some of those first come first served orders late at night because they were supposed to have been delivered, but nobody picked them up. Why? Because nobody gave them a tip. And people want free delivery, and they're too tight to throw a couple of bucks at you. That's bad. But what's worse is people that throw the money at you and then take it back. That's even worse. That's scammers. That's what this whole thing was about. Tip baiters. Dude, I fixed my AC, my charging out, just the compressor clutch in about 1 hour of work. So that could be an option. Well, I don't know how much a compressor is. I was told you had to have the tools for the different compression fittings and all that, and that I don't have. And of course, with my car, every time I go to look on AutoZone to order parts, it'll say, "Does not fit your car. Click here," and it's about twice the price. I drive an Infinity, and I know they're more expensive to maintain, but I like my car. It just has a bunch of little things that need to be fixed that add up to big money. Probably add up to more than it's actually really worth. But I like the car. But if I got a chance to get another one, I would. Would they get paid great for the GM? Oh, how you doing, Miss Donna Ross? Roos? Oh, back to school was busy, crazy. Yeah, it was busy here. Well, I think as far as passing on the orders, there is a few drivers that I know of, and that's kind of what happens. But you get a lot of newer drivers, and they don't want to do that. They just want to take the orders, and you know, if you got a $7 or $9 spark order, that's really kind of a low end order. Even if it's going 4 miles, 3 miles, that's still a low order for spark. If that was a food delivery order, that's different. But a little more work doing spark than there is doing food. It's not hard work though, most of the time, unless you've got a case or two or three cases of water that you got to carry up some stairs. Now, that's a workout, especially on somebody older and when you're out of shape. Anyhow, everyone on Spark that doesn't tip has back out the tip. Oh yeah, 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 because it automatically adds a 7. Yeah, yeah. We can't get Walmart delivery here where I live, but I get the Walmart Plus through Spark. I get the free Walmart Plus through Spark, and I put my mom's address on it. And I was just kind of testing that, so I made out a I don't know what you call it, a fictitious order. I didn't complete it, of course, but yeah, I saw where it automatically put $7 in there. And what was it? I think it had $3, $7, and $10, and then it had a blank where you could put in the amount you wanted. So yeah, but I think a lot of people put those tips in there because they're figuring out there's usually not going to be a delay on getting their delivery, just like with food. You throw a big tip on a food delivery, it's going to get picked up just like that. And get your food and get your Spark stuff from Walmart and then back out the tip. That is so shady. Those people are worse than the non-tippers, because at least non-tippers are honest. They're not going to tip you, and they're honest about it. But the ones that tip bait you, they're lower than dirt, just in my opinion, unless they have a really good reason to do it. That's the only way they should be doing that. You have a 2009 Prius and a 2012 Fiesta, don't know. I just have mine's a 2011 Infinity, but it sucks the gas big time. What did I say? I actually like no tip orders on Spark because no tip bait. Yeah, that's true. I mean, at least with no tip, you know what you're getting. You're not, and believe it or not, all these all these different orders, and I've been doing it like a year and a half, I guess, 2 years maybe. I never got cash tips, and in 1 week, I got like 3 or 4 cash tips, and those all came within like 2 days. So people do cash tip on Walmart Spark, just not very often. Not very often around here at all, but it can happen. But yeah, that's one thing about it. No tip, you know what you're getting. No tip. So, but they're honest, you know. DoorDash sent me a grocery store run today, $3. Don't you see some of those orders that come in and you're just like, oh no. I had Uber Eats on and it was like $6 for 12 miles, and that's just, I don't know, disgraceful that they would even put that out there. And that's kind of like that DoorDash order you just mentioned there. It's ridiculous. But the sad thing is, somebody's going to take it, and you're not going to stop them. And, we don't have a right to tell somebody not to, but Joel, it's leading down a bad road. Lots of boosted, except weekends, foolish weekend, part-time will take 7 like they would food delivery. Yeah, they don't understand how it works. Some are dropping out, which I bet on last Saturday was busy. Yeah, we order a couple of times a week through Walmart Plus. I just wanted to see how that Walmart Plus app worked. The only time I use it is on the gas, and even if I had to pay for it, the Walmart Plus would still be worth it because as much gas as I go through, that 10 cents off every gallon anytime is nice. You can get your points at the grocery store and stuff like that, but you have to build those points up. And with Walmart Spark, it's 10 cents off a gallon every time. I don't know about other places, but I have about 90 to 95 tip percentage. Yeah. That's what I was saying at the beginning of this live is probably out of 20 deliveries, there might be 1 or 2 that actually tip bait you. I mean, there's more honest people than there are dishonest people. It's just so aggravating when you get those dishonest people and they're scamming you. And I just wish there was something that we could do to bring it to their attention that we know what they're doing. And maybe, I don't know, knock on wood, maybe someday Walmart Spark will change that where they can't take the tip away without calling in. DoorDash, the only way you can take a tip away, in my understanding is if you call support and you explain to them the situation and why, and then they can we track the tip. That's what I understand. I'd never had it happen, but somebody told me you could do that. But that's what Walmart Spark needs to do, is just do away with that ability to take the tip away. Unless there's a really good reason. And if there's a really good reason, then they need to be calling customer service anyway, in my opinion. Yeah. You didn't take a train. You know, we was talking about your driver Mike earlier. He's talking. He's done a couple of Spark orders, but I guess he says you have to go back to Walmart, and what you do, but you have to go back to Walmart to pick up the other order. But luckily, we have 3 WalMarts here, and they're pretty strategically placed. So really, it's not that bad unless you're going out of town. If you're going way out, then you're getting far, pretty good distance from any of the Walmarts. But anywhere in the city limits, and where you drop it off, you're going to be close to a Walmart regardless. So it's not a big deal, and it pays so much better than food delivery. Less miles, less stress, more money for right now. But why I say keep the other apps, or if you don't have other apps, get other apps, because you never know when the bottom's going to fall out. Don't count them. Don't count on them. Any of those apps, don't count on them. You can make a living. There's definitely no doubt about that. But you're better off not counting on one app all the time, because sooner or later something's going to happen or something. But until it does, keep fishing. Keep lighting them sparklers. Many drivers don't use a hot aisle holding bags. Hearing customers are very busy. Very thankful. I still carry my hot bags because I'll have frozen food and ice cream. And if you have 2 deliveries, as hot as it's been, that second delivery, if they've got ice cream, I guarantee you it's going to be soft. It may not be completely melted, but it's going to be soft if you don't put it in some sort of hot bag or cold. What do you call it? A holding bag. So not really a hot bag. It's more of a cold bag then, but an insulated bag. So if you don't have one, I highly suggest you carry one. It's just good customer service. It's not a have to deal. It's just, would you want your ice cream sitting in somebody's car for 30 minutes before you got it? Got to write their number down and pass the word around. I don't think it should be allowed for them to take it away. Oh, the tips, yeah. They shouldn't. Yeah, most people don't. And if you just got one delivery and it's not like frozen food, it's not that bad. But, like I said, you get frozen food or ice cream or something like that, which ice cream is frozen food, but ice cream melts quicker than anything else that I know of. It's just a good idea. Just mine, and obviously y'all's opinions. We all agree on that. Bags do. The first time ever since I've been doing sport, the rotisserie chickens from Walmart, I actually had one of those. I went ahead and I thought, they must be wanting to eat then. So I had my smaller Grubhub bag, and I put that rotisserie chicken in the Grubhub bag to keep it hot. So I don't know. You should just do things for customers, Do unto one as you'd have them do unto you. Or do to one before they do it to you. Something like that, whatever works. Anyway, big customer, keep the customers number one. Without them, we ain't got a job. I was shocked that a lot of people don't clean their bags. Oh yeah, yeah. I have those little wipes, and I wipe my bags out. Not as often now that I'm not doing food as much as I was. When you're doing food, man, especially if you're doing some of that Asian food, man, some of that stuff is really stinky. And that odor gets in them bags, so you got to get some Clorox wipes or something to get that smell out. That's my opinion. Wow, it is 9:34. 12 apps. Whoa, I only have, I think I counted, somebody was talking about apps the other night, and I counted 8. I only have 8 apps, but I only use probably 3. Um, I do have a video coming out on DoorDash. First time I've done DoorDash in several months. And it's probably going to be several months before I do DoorDash again. That video will probably be coming out Friday. Well, yeah, probably coming out Friday. Friday or Monday. Because I really need to get a little more content to make the complete video. But anyway. If y'all like DoorDash videos, there'll be one coming out soon. Good to be nice to the people at Walmart. We help them load and chat, and they take care of us, and hopefully it will work for everyone else. Oh, definitely. Yeah, because they can make your life miserable. Believe me, I know one good enough to where I can talk to her. It's actually my son's ex-girlfriend, and they can make things hard on drivers if they so desire. And we'll just say that. So it's a good idea to be nice to them. Anyway, y'all, I gotta get out of here. I got stuff to do. Like I need to get stuff done, but I really need to go to bed so I can get up and go work tomorrow and work on that web page more later. I'll be coming out with that. Actually, there's kind of one up now, but it's not complete. So I don't know. I got some work to do on it. It's not like the old school HTML because you got to make everything fit on mobile devices now. But anyway, pork chop. I didn't know you was here. I guess you're just hiding in the back corner somewhere. Anyway, thanks for everybody that came by. Thanks for y'all putting your thoughts in there and helping out one another. That's what it's all about. Help each other. We'll all get through this life together. We'll make it. Just help each other out where you can. Keep smiling and keep dashing and dancing and prancing. And whatever you do, keep doing something because you're going to grow old if you don't. I will see y'all in the next video, and I appreciate y'all coming by. Y'all have a great night and a better tomorrow. Good night, y'all. Thanks again. Bye.